King.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, back to Game 2 of this amazing Best of 3 series between EHOME versus LGD. EHOME currently 1-0 as they took Game 1 in pretty astonishing fashion. Got a bit lucky with a nice little courier snipe, which happened to have a Divine Rapier. Old 11, he tried to show up, he tried to make things happen, come back with a nice RP or two. Yeah, the first two were okay after he got the refresh orb, but then they just kind of struggled. Anyways, my name is Hades, and joined with me my co-caster, PQMZ.
And it looks like we have the same strategy from eHome.
I mean, no need to change a winning formula.
I mean, that was close. I wouldn't be
It was.
happy with that win if I was eHome with how long that game went.
Not to mention as well, you have to be a bit tilted. You lose the epicenter qualifiers to your sister team, LGD Forever Young. And now when you're so close to actually a comeback, they went all in. There's no way to really tell. But when you lose a rapier like that because of a courier snipe, you have to be tilted, even by a tiny bit.
Seconds remaining.
I don't think that would tilt them at all, actually, because the game was already over. They were just playing in hope that eHome made some silly mistake, and then maybe they could capitalize on it. When the game's already over, it's really hard for you to emotionally invest in that rapier getting lost. It's just kind of a cool play.
Alright, so...
At least that's my opinion.
So you think that they wouldn't have been able to end it even if Somnus had the rapier?
It would have upped their chances for sure, but I'd have still favoured eHome in that position.
Well, I don't know, I felt it could have been nice because they spent like a good maybe 20-30 seconds chasing the Vengeful Spirit. And, CTY did not have buyback. That was really crucial. But, I mean, enough about that. We are now in Game 2. We'll see if LGD can pick themselves up. They go for the Monkey King Rubik this time. Okay, okay. I like it a lot. Monkey King. Haven't seen this hero today. I'm always up for some mischief. But they take out the Vengeful Spirit this time and the Lanham, of course. We both agreed that Lanham had an amazing Conquer game. Super impactful.
Yeah, best Conquer I've seen in a while. Not necessarily for what he did, but it was for where he was and how it added to the draft. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't deviate from their picks last game though. Obviously they don't have the Venge and the Conquer anymore, but they can run the same kind of strategy. Monkey King and Rubik are decent heroes if their cores can enable them, but if eHome gets to a similar position where they're running over them at the 9-10 minute mark, Rubik normally doesn't have 6 by that point, especially if Omni's in his lane. He won't have fun.
So, okay, now that you take out the Venge, you need to sacrifice. You need a carry who basically sacrifices farm or is very, very active. Because Omni Knight is just so greedy from the off lane. You don't have anyone who actually initiates for you. So,
Lifestealer.
Lifestealer again. Okay, then yeah, I can't disagree with that. Lifestealer, always a reliable hero to just lean on. But it feels weird because they depended so hard on banking all in on CTY. Like you had your so-called safe lane carry just to swap CTY out. That's how much they banked in on that one Shadow Fiend.
Oh, they could still go for Shadow Fiend.
It's quite hard at the draft, but okay, cutting to the bonus time again. Let's see, Rubik, he's got a few nice spells. He can steal if he steals Repel. Any of the Omni Knight spells, all 3 of them are going to be amazing.
I think that's 90% of the reason they picked it. What's better than an Omni Knight? An Omni Knight with a stun.
That's true, and not to mention the Fate Bolt. Tiny bit of nuke, so...
Added value.
Added value, exactly. So eHome, they go for that 4. It will be the Slaughter. We haven't seen this at all in a while, actually. But I always look forward to a good Slaughter play. He's very simple to execute. The Amplify...
5 seconds
we might actually see the CTY Shadow Fiend one more time.
Oh, there's lots of options for the slider to enable. The only one that's banned out of the pool is Avenge.
Would you consider a PA?
I'd probably want to see a core, or at least two from LGD before I picked PA.
Oh, I
But
mean for
it's a
EHOME.
possibility for sure.
I mean for EHOME. I mean PA, Ursa.
Yeah. I know what you meant, but I'm just saying I'd like to
Mhm.
see LGD have one or two of their cores before I
Okay.
picked that hero.
So they have to think very hard right now. They go back for the Ember Spirit into the Omni Knight. I don't know. I question this because there's no way to get rid of the repel. You have to time it right. Unless you, of course, you go for the alternative target who's not repelled while the cooldown is that long. So,
Weaver.
alright, they go back for the Weaver.
LGD's
Swarm and,
turn
and
to
Corrosive
pick.
Haze. Yeah, I guess that kind of works, but it's such a pain to play against Weaver. They don't have good stunts.
They have like alright lockdown, but yeah, nothing that Weaver's gonna be bothered by. And you can go
10
really deep with this hero when you've got this much backup. It's extremely similar to the first game, it's
5
just a bit
seconds
more
remaining.
aggressive, I suppose. Unless it's stain based.
EHOME's turn to ban.
But the Tide Hunter comes out again. Oh, is there a special occasion I'm not aware of? Is there a special event? Because I think we have seen the most Tide in a single day compared to like for the past month. I've never seen Tide picked up like
10
3 times
seconds
in day.
remaining.
Maybe the players all took some drugs
5
or
seconds
something.
remaining.
And that's why they like this hero. It's simple, you can play really chilled out. You just
Reserve
press
time.
R and blink. I actually can see the reason they pick it here. Yeah. It's just a way for them to be able to contest EHOME if they do something similar to the last game with their team fight. But I think the reasoning behind it is fairly flawed. Like if Enigma's in the pool, I would just always pick Enigma.
Alright, so the Terrorblade ban will come out.
LGD's turn to ban.
I think for LGD, you need to ban out a mid. So you're thinking very hard. Shadow Fiend would be amazing with the Slaughter and the Weaver. Think of all that negative armor, Presence of the Dark Lord. Yeesh, that's not something you want to play into, especially if you're an Ember Spirit. Like your Flame God is not going to
10
help you
seconds
at all.
remaining.
Yeah, I think they'd maybe be more worried about like a
5
TA.
seconds remaining.
That's a weird ban, but
LGD's turn to pick.
EHOME do have a history of OD.
OD taking away all the intel. Tough lane for Ember Spirit, especially if you're quick enough, you blink in, go just like Astral or Tide, you can basically bonk everyone off. So
10
I guess
seconds remaining.
I can see the reasoning behind it. It's just a pretty good ban in general. OD Omni Knight
5
is something you
seconds
do not
remaining.
want to risk giving away.
It's slightly less awkward to deal
Reserve
with
time.
than when Arteezy ran that stuff to, was it 9k, 8k? I can't remember which one it was. I think it was 9k. But yeah, it's not as bad as it used to be.
Alright, so LGD, we'll see how they decide to finish off their draft. 25 seconds, they need something. I feel like they could go back for a Sven, but they actually go... Ooh!
EHOME's turn
Safe
to
lane
pick.
Ember.
This feels more like a deny pick. Is it possible that you give the Ember mid and just put the Shadow Fiend in the safe lane?
I think Shadow Fiend in the safe lane is
10 seconds remaining.
probably not very good against two melee strength heroes that are going to run at you.
5
Providing the
seconds
Slider
remaining.
goes here instead of the Warlock. If that's not the case, then you just have one strength hero with more heals running at
Reserve
you.
time.
Shadow Fiend doesn't have very easy time in the safe lane when he's pressured. It's much easier to like build your game from the mid. Because you get your levels, you just go to the jungle, your farm is going to come at some point when they leave you alone or your team makes space for you. Whereas in the safe lane, you don't have that luxury as much, and you itemize differently as well.
Alright, so EHOME, they have to think hard. How do they want to complete this? We might even see that Queen of Pain. The
10
CTY Queen of
seconds
Pain,
remaining.
it's still left in the pool. Unless he decides to go for, say, an Invoker. But
5
I haven't really
seconds
seen
remaining.
CTY in that hero. He will go back for the Lina pick. So, Lina against SF or Ember Spirit, that's still quite okay. Yep, Somnus will be taking the SF mid. Like you said, it will be Ame on the Ember safe lane. Haven't seen that physical Ember in a very long time. Is this a physical Ember game, or do you still think you can build into the magic build from the safe lane?
You can definitely still do the magic build. I think it's just superior in nearly every game. The problem with the like double Battle Fury Daedalus style was it just took too long. This patch ramps up a lot quicker. You don't have that time. And if you do want to play the split pushing style, you just buy a Maelstrom or Radiance and you push the waves instead. And it's actually a lot easier for you to not have to worry about buying this 5k gold item before you can actually push and actually farm effectively.
All right.
But I'm not sold with the LGD draft. I think the heroes are all pretty good, except the Tidehunter, in my opinion. But I don't think it works very well against what EHOME are running.
That's why I said it feels kind of forced, and at the same time, it's more like a deny pick if more over anything, because I've never seen LGD run a draft anything like this.
I might be wrong with this, but unless I knew for a fact the enemy team was gonna like Huskar me if I don't pick it right here, I would never deny pick something if it didn't work in my draft. And I think the Shadow Fiend can work for them by all means. Like Shadow Fiend, Tidehunter is like very synergistic in how they want to play. It's just the meta's gone slightly away from the Tidehunter style and more Slardars, Omni Knights, Abaddons, etc.
Alright, so the ward's being placed out. Monkey King just casually walking around as a... I was gonna say a boot. Half correct. That's the TI courier, I think. Yeah.
Is it?
It is, right? That is the TI courier. I think it is. Well, not Monkey King, but okay, they take care of the ward immediately. They found out. And that's going to be a plus 100 gold going the way to Victoria. Much needed. Can actually afford the PMS now, which means you basically don't want to trade hits with this guy.
Well, I don't think they'll mind trading hits if they go aggro. This is a really smart decision for them as well, because LGD supports are not good at like contesting this lane. And similar thing to the other game, Tide does decently against Omni, but sorry, not the previous game, but the previous series. Omni's pretty good 1v1 hero. Should do fine here.
If anything, he's going to enjoy this 1v1 matchup. I like the Weaver aggressive lane. This helps them to really pressure this Ember Spirit, especially since you have such strong negative armor from your side. We'll see what.
And it also stops them having any kind of
he
play
uses two
on the mid
tangles. Do you
lane.
want to get the kill here into Somnus? Looking for the Light Strike array. It's going to connect. Do they have enough physical damage though? Might do. They need one more right click. It should be enough. Oh, the Fairy Fire! He's going to get the first blood. Lenham's going to pay for it with his life, but...
Wow.
Somnus gets a bit of gold. Hey, first blood over the return kill. That's for sure.
Yep. No question on that. And this is another reason I really like the aggro lane. It's a lot easier for the Weaver to be left alone in this lane because they don't really have easy ways of killing him or zoning him out. So the supports can move a bit easier. Whereas like the Monkey King, he's probably going to feel like he needs to be here, at least at the start, which stops the Lina getting pressured and then she can assert more dominance. Because this is a pretty favoured matchup for Lina, at least in the early levels, barring any janky soul tricks from like a Clockwork or a First Blood.
So let's talk about the top lane a bit. Like, this matchup, we already said that Old 11, he's not going to be having too good of a time running into this Omni Knight. And he actually went for the Degen Aura, getting a stick as well so that he can sustain in lane with all that Anchor Smash spam. But what if Old 11 actually gets more off the lane than the Omni Knight? That would be really bad, right?
Not necessarily. If they go 50-50, that's probably what you expect. Like, these melee strength hero one-on-ones is mostly about lane control and how the players like use their advantages. Because you see right now, the Tide went for this.
Is this actually a kill? Is this a kill?
Yeah, it is.
It
In
is.
Tide's favor, most likely.
Oh no! Oh, what the heck? Anchor Smash value and meanwhile bottom lane. I mean, diving all the way to the tier 2, they take care of Victoria. They take care of the monkey. Did they cut any trees for that? I wonder.
I don't know. I was watching top lane.
I don't think they did.
Yeah.
They just happened to catch him when he was walking around. So now Old Adam once again going behind, looking for the Light Strike array. Should have more than enough damage this time. Very nice kill. I like Lanham's aggression here. He keeps going in. He keeps diving the tier 1. It's very nice. And actually, no way Army and Victoria killed old chicken. There's just no way.
No, and he's got plenty of regen to stay in the lane as well, so... Until Monkey gets... I don't know, maybe even 5. They don't really have enough lockdown to chain.
You know, top lane, Omni Knight, he's trying his best to at least salvage the situation, get more out of this lane. I mean, he just went too aggressive there.
I can see why he did that, but in the end, we have the ability to say it wasn't worth through hindsight. But before he did that dive, like, he had complete control of the lane. He was completely boxing the tide, and he had the PMS Orb of Venom, so he was winning the trades. If he'd have forced the time to like Strider, he was in a really good spot. Now it's not too bad because he's still going to go like fairly equal on CS. The only thing that's actually really suffering for EHOME is this Weaver. He has like no CS, and the Ember's not missed any pretty much, which is really surprising. Weaver's one of those like awkward heroes. Well, like in tri-lanes, your attack damage and your animation is not that good, so it's kind of hard to get creeps. But I'd expect them to
middle
make
lane.
up for
Oh,
kills.
they get the crush. Looking for the light strike array. Down goes SF one more time. Goodbye. Easy kill here for old Lanham, and they actually look about going for Victoria. They have a crush. There we go. Do we need a light strike array? Bang. Down goes Monkey, even giving the kill to Lanham one more time. Ooh, wait, what?
Radiant's middle tower is under
I thought he would have given it to CTY, but Lanham was like, nope, I need gold. He's
If he gets an early blink, that's insane. He's halfway there. Oh, he actually decides to buy a bottle. Interesting. I was gonna say Tranquils as well, but he's being super aggressive, so we shall see.
Okay. I'm not so sure about that, but this just, I mean, when you have 1,000 gold, you can buy away whatever the hell you want. And now he's going to build towards that Big Dagger. I mean, it makes sense if he's going to be going around stealing bounty runes. It makes sense. But I feel very bad for old chicken because he's 14-2. He's half the CS of this Ember Spirit.
He should pick up soon.
Top lane still
He's
quite
missing
even.
a lot of last hits, so like, I think he missed like 4 under the tower. 5.
Oh, Lanham. Going once more into Somnus. They need the light strike array. It's gonna connect. Do they have enough damage with the Dragon Slave? Then the right click should be enough. High ground miss! But old Lanham says, give me Q, I want kill, but the raise! Oh, very nicely done. And Somnus gets out with how much HP? 30 HP, and even gets the raises onto the Alpha Wolves. You don't want to die here. Okay.
Yeah, it was like 18 health or something, so the 2 branches, the raindrops, the uphill miss, all saving him.
When
As I
everything's
said
going your
last
way.
time we casted, like uphill misses, they're complete bullshit.
Alright, so meanwhile top lane. Now he's going one more time, but he will learn he won't go under the tower.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Lanham just doing his own thing, you know, going around, collecting bounty runes, getting his fair share of gold. He's gonna bump into the SF. Hello? What you doing? I think he's okay to trade hits here. Oh, he might even get the kill. Oh god. Oh, misses the crush. Otherwise, that might have been a kill.
It's probably for the best he missed it.
Because
He would have got baited.
Rubik was nearby. That could have been an easy turnaround. Some extra gold for the SF to catch up. He's behind. He's half the CS of the Lina. So the LGD lanes are not going all too well.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It's basically the trade-off where Lena's winning the mid lane, Ember's winning the bottom lane, and each team's sacrificing one hero. I think it's much easier for the SF to come back in this situation though than it is for the Weaver.
You wanna go
Yeah.
one more time?
Middle tower has fallen.
Man, Lina's level 7, your SF is level 5. Somnus is not having a good game at all. But then again, we did see this back in game 1 as well, and he still comes out okay. You know, SF thinks he can farm. Oh,
And
Lanham
he
just
loses his tier 1 as well though, so that's gonna make it a lot harder.
Oh, they know. They're gonna try and get the flank maneuver onto him.
He is dead.
Is he? He's gonna run.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, he's like,
where's
I'm
he gonna
done.
run?
Laguna? Won't even need it, just right click him down. And this time CTY gets the kill. He's like, let him know, mine. Ame picking up the Invis rune. He did go back for a bottle, so he's gonna build into that Veil of Discord. He might think about going for the kill here, solo kill onto the Slaughter. But he
Yeah,
needs
this'll
one
be
more
nice.
hero. The Rubik's coming in. Lanham is just trying to steal the stack.
What?
Swinging chains, there we go. The Fade Ball, he'll just commit the Remnants. Actually no, just burn him down, he doesn't even care. Alright, a bit unnecessary, but hey, better safe than never. And Old Chicken, he's going to be very grateful for this extra spare time in the bottom lane. Like, at least alone, he's had the best CS for a while.
Yeah, he's catching up for sure.
Monkey King has been very quiet actually this game. We haven't seen any big plays from him, no courier snipes, no setups.
That's what the aggro tri-lane does. Like, he just sits bottom, doesn't really accomplish anything because the hero's not designed to be played that way. And now it just feels like he also died top. I think it was just solo Omni Knight. Maybe the Warlock was there. Not 100% sure.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But he's on kind of the same game plan as the Shadow Fiend. They just need to like have some space to actually get where they want to go. Monkey is like, it used to be a hero when it first got introduced with how the stun worked and stuff, that you would be okay having no items on this hero. But I think people really understand like how strong the ult is, and the strength of the hero comes from having some farm on it now. And it's also, people are a lot better at catching you now. So it's a lot harder to juke and drive your way through the trees. Teams are a lot more versed at dealing with the hero.
LGD,
means-
they did smoke up a bit early on between Ember Spirit and the Rubik. They're just going to start pushing this wave out, maybe even try to get some pressure onto the tier 1 tower. But SF is nowhere near close enough to being farmed. Like, he's going back for the Hand of Midas. Is that okay in this situation?
I think it's a problem. Like, when I see Midas on SF, I always think this could be a Dragonlance. And that item, like, you don't need help to farm on this hero. The only reason he's dying so much is because his team's always on the other side of the map and he's being left on his own.
Looking for heroes. Yao actually going to get out. They don't have any stuns for this. Oh, that was a really long TP, and I think EHOME didn't know about that. So they will get themselves a tier 1 tower. Top lane, Old 11 also going to get some chip damage out. He went for the Hooded Defiance first. Has a Ravage. He's okay to tank it just a tiny bit.
That should help.
Yeah, he's not someone they want to mess with.
Oh, Somnus actually going for the optimistic TP back home. Old Lanham very lucky that he doesn't have like a very lucky point in the bash. You never know. Sometimes shit happens.
Not really at level 6. It's very, very rare you see bash points.
Alright, so he gets the Corrosive Haze onto Ame. Veil of Discord should be done pretty soon after a wave and a half. Still haven't seen a Ravage out from the Tidehunter.
I think that's something they need to fix. If they can like go to his lane, Ravage, push the tower, that would be great. Problem is, Weaver's not a particularly easy core to find. Similar thing with Omni. But with how low the tower's gotten, if they show some presence in this lane, the Ravage can zone heroes out, and they should easily be able to collect this tower. And it will help them quite a bit.
Alright, we have a pause. Wonder what the issue is.
Hopefully it's quick. First pause of the series, of the day, even.
Yesterday we didn't get any pauses as well, did we? Yeah, we didn't get any pauses.
Yeah, I've been lucky.
Alright, so right now the way this game is going, would you say EHOME they have a good grasp on the game, or can LGD, like, is that some power spike which will help them just boom back in, and then they can start fighting EHOME evenly?
I think they're kind of at the point where Ember has his Veil, Tide has his first tank item. If they actually take a fight, I think they'll be okay. The only issue they really have is the monkey being underleveled and the SF only having a Midas. But EHOME aren't like that farmed either. The main thing that was going really well for them was Lanham was getting a lot of rotations early. That all yielded, and CTY is very fat because of that, but I think he's about to tank a death.
Maybe. EHOME getting the steering chains onto CTY. I'm not sure what you're doing there. And that right click, Somnus gets himself a kill. Alright, so LGD, okay, they find themselves one tasty pick off.
That's a really bad death to feed away.
Especially when you're top of the net worth. You had a streak, I believe? No, no streak. But this means that EHOME top lane, they can get themselves a bit of damage up on this tier 1 tower. He's actually going for a Hood Defiance on this Weaver.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's something you used to see way back in the day.
Ooh. Crush from Old Lanham. Fancy new blink and nice chaotic offering landing into 2 heroes. They want to kill Somnus first. Boundless Strike, gonna stop 2 heroes. But now they want to start charging the Shikuchis there. Somnus, and of course the Crush, that should be the kill. And now they want to try to go for all 11, gets the Ravage up into 2 heroes. But where's the follow-up? Doesn't seem to be
Do
there.
anything.
With the Corrosive Haze, Victoria's still up there. They can't do it, they can't chase. There's no way you find into this, do you? But without the Ravage, EHOME, they have an opening. They might even think about doing Roshan with the Corrosive Haze and the Swamp. They'll use the
That's
golem
the
as well.
problem, like... you use that Ravage, it accomplishes nothing, and now you just kind of sat here like, well, fuck. You know what they're doing, but you just can't do anything about it.
Alright, so nice Aegis going to CTY. Bloodstone completed, so this is where they can start to pile things up. They found themselves the Tidehunter. The Purification Nuke will be there, but of course he lays an Anchor Smash out, so not that much damage out from Old Lanham. And Tree Dance, well, Victoria, he needs to get out. Old Chicken with the repel on him. Yeah, he's not that tanky. He shouldn't have dived that, I think, but... I mean, at least he's still safe. Now they can start to actually properly pressure that tier 1. CTY in a very, very aggressive place, a bit too far out. You know, Victoria takes care of the ward, just denying EHOME some extra vision.
Well, that's one thing LGD are gonna really rely on, I think, is just fighting under their vision.
Alright, so EHOME coming to the top. They will finally start to go for a push. We haven't seen some kills in a while, so maybe they might think about actually fighting. Alright, now they go for the Crush with the Corrosive Haze. They find one target, they won't find the Monkey though. Going for the Boundless Strike, catching onto 2. The Steering Chains will connect onto both. Going for the double remnants actually. Now the Wukong's command, let the frames drop, and they will find JDH. Third remnant will be coming to secure himself that kill. Oh, Lanham, and of course Old Chicken will finish off the Monkey. And now they think about going back in for Somnus. Lanham, where's the Crush? Where's the Crush? Bang! Oh, gets the only double Crush, and Lanham dies. Very, very unfortunate to that Somnus and those raises. And this is a Midas SF. SF has nothing but Treads and a Wraith Band, not even Aquila. So, that was pretty interesting to see. What a ton of events. 2 and 2.
Yeah, the Linux just wasn't there when they make the jump, and she's the hero that does damage. And the Weaver went for a really defensive build, so he's pretty much relying on the Swarm ticking a lot before he does any damage.
And now he's going for a Diffusal Blade. Alright, so... his Atomization, I like it because it's good against the Ember Spirit. You take care of the Flame God.
Dire's middle tower
Make him really
is under
slow
attack.
and all that. I like how you can also just go to the back line. Because... oh, hold on, Tidehunter. Victoria with the Boundless Strike to save him. Going for... oh, they actually break the trees. They find the Monkey. They go for the Dragon Slave. And those right clicks will be more than enough. Old Chicken getting himself a kill. And I think they can go for a bit more. CTY, the Bloodstone Chargers are piling up. Crush. Onto the Rubik. Dragon Slave will not be enough. Of course, the Chaotic offering does came out. How convenient. Ravage down to 3. CTY not yet dying. Looking for the Light Strike Array. They really want to kill out with the Laguna Bit. They will get all 11. So more Bloodstone Chargers. And don't forget, CTY still has the Aegis. And while all this is happening, there's still a T1 standing.
Not for much longer, I imagine.
Top tower is under attack.
So after the mech and the arcane boots, Omni Knight will now be going into that Hand of Midas. So this time, I like the way he's just so flexible with his itemization.
Yeah, the hero's just whatever you need, really. It's kind of similar to Abaddon in certain ways. Abaddon's just like, I'd say a bit more linear. They're actually all going for like hoods. Wow.
Makes sense when you're going up into a Magic Ember. Shadow Fiend has to depend on his raises for now. Like, he just completed the Dragonlance, but you know, this Midas will start to pay itself off pretty soon, going for the BKB. It's a defensive item, so not so much like, you know, damage. And now they take care of another ward. LGD have their work cut out. I'm pretty sure they're quite far behind. And now you look at EHOME, they just invade the jungle. Old Lanham has been very, very accurate so far in his read of the game. Like, you pressured the SF so hard, he actually had to go for a Midas. And now with the Haste Wind and the Blink Dagger, we'll see if they can find any kills, but doesn't seem likely, as LGD are all towards the far top left of the map.
Yeah, they don't want anything to do with EHOME right now. The Ravage is on cooldown, they don't have a mech on the Tide yet, he's like 400 away. So just bide your time, trade whatever you have to.
Now the TP is going to come in, going in with the Crush and the Corrosive Haste. They need the secondary stun, out they will. So keeping the Titan to there, but he's very, very tanky. Of course, with the Hooded Defiance and the Kraken Shell, not killing him today. But onto the top lane, can he get army? They shouldn't be killing him. He has a Remnant all the way to the side shot.
It's expired? Alright, there we go.
We have a Ravage in 20 seconds. Mech is up in 300 gold. Tidehunter's getting incredibly tanky. But once again, where's the damage out from LGD? They just have to sit back and quickly farm.
I think they need like some kind of really elongated fight where they can somehow wait out the GA. Oh, well, the GA isn't actually even skilled yet, but like the Omni heals repel the mech. Kind of surprised he didn't put a point in GA, but I suppose it makes sense. Repel is extremely good value points, and you always kind of feel like you want 2 points in the degen aura for the lane. I imagine he'll rectify that when he levels up.
Alright, so we'll see whether EHOME decide to do first smoke. I mean, JDH, Omni, and Weaver are basically just sticking next to each other very, very closely. Lanham is the one who's been actually going in and out of the jungle, being so mobile. Instead, he actually gets aiming for a pipe this game. That'd be pretty big. Good for a crush, maybe. Say hi. He just wants to get the corrosive haze out, so that'll be okay. Look at how scared Somnus is.
With good reason, like no one on his team's near him there. I'm pretty sure if the slide out with a DD rune wants to hit the Shadow Fiend's pretty scared. He'll win the man fight if it's one-on-one, but if the Slidak jumps you, his team's coming.
And don't forget, he had a double damage in the bottle, so you know that might have contributed to why he didn't want to go. Or like this ward, if he can jump Yao, he might think about it, but he doesn't want to. He sees...
He needs follower.
He should see army as well. So we'll see if Old 11 does go for the Ravage. The Light Strike Array will connect. Oh, goodbye, Weaver. Hold on, the Remnant's in. Bang, but the time lapse. And actually, Old Lanham will barely get out the kitchen. Okay, that's a nice chaotic offering, but the Wukong's command should take care of it very, very easily. Wasted Monkey King ult, and now they have to back off. Don't forget, Old 11 still has a Ravage. Needs to find somebody. Monkey King is there. He is looking for the Ravage, but they're playing this so far spread out, and they don't want to go. Okay, Diffusal. Purging him out.
No, it's just all about if EHOME overcommit and they can turn with the Ravage or not. So they're doing a really good job of not committing when they know it's up. And if they do, it's normally when the hero can be saved by the Omni. And now that Lanham's coming back, they might feel a lot more confident in taking a fight.
Oh, I like this ward, and now hold on the Remnant back. But
they're burning all the Tide's mana. He's not going to be able to Ravage.
There is no Ravage, but okay, even with the Arcane Boots, he still doesn't have enough. Okay, he needs to pop the 1 charges for that. But okay, get the Crush. Onto the SF. They may be thinking about going back this. He has a blink in 5 seconds with the Crush as well. And they will take care of Yao first. Now they can think about the Ravage, but 11 needs to go back to the Shrine. Oh, he actually gets out just barely. With like 11 HP. And now they actually just back off. EHOME not going to overcommit like you said. Remnant forward. They really want to find the Syrian Chains. Looks like they will actually just find JDH, who just see the ward. Gonna take care of it. He's gonna de-ward this with his life. Hashtag worth it, I'm not too sure. But now old Lanham getting the crush with the repel on him. He should not be stopped.
Bounty.
Tier 2 for a Warlock? Yeah, it's a pretty good trade, right?
Yeah, pretty good. And they still have not found this ward. This is the good thing about this ward. Like, you can't get de-warded by the sentry here, or even if you put it a bit further to the east, usually you won't see it, or even if you try to put it like somewhere behind the tier 2, it's always out of range of the ward, and it gives you such deep vision.
I've never actually seen anyone place that ward, so...
Okay, this is a thing which has been starting to come a bit more popular within the Chinese region and Southeast Asia. Like, more teams are starting to utilize this a lot more.
Back in the day when I was playing, the amount of hours I would spend doing... This was before you had all of the radius when you clicked on the wards and stuff. De-warding spots, warding spots, where when people had gems, where do you put the wards to go? Like, I used to nerd that shit so much. And now it feels like it's also ordinary.
Crush. They forced the BKB out from Somnus. This SF needs to run. 11 is here with the Ravage. Go for the raises, but those right clicks actually starting to hurt quite a fair bit. The Greaves will be there to keep him up, and of course the repel, so the Dragon Slave, even if it's connected, won't help hurt him. But now getting the Corrosive Haze onto Somnus, dealing a bit more damage, slowing down the Tidehunter. There is no such thing as a Ravage, I think. Boundless Strike, catching into 2 with the Laguna Blade. They will take care of the Tidehunter at long last. Chaotic Offering, even going to bring down Yao as well, who's only level 7 at 23 minutes in. That's a lot of hate.
And his team hasn't been able to win any fights, really, so he has been sacrificed. His cores are, like, for the most of the game, the difference in net worth has always been on the supports. The cores have been fairly even. And now it's really starting to open up for EHOME after they just snowball one fight into the next. Now, I'm not sure
Top lane,
how
CTY. They take care of Arme one more time, and CTY gets another Bloodstone charge. More money to the cause.
And he bails Lanham out of his trap in the trees. What a good guy. Yeah, between the Shadow Blade and Lanham being on Slardar, it's really hard to split the map. On top of that, it's really hard to fight them because they have Omni, who now has GA. They're about to get an Aegis, I feel like.
Right, so now they're gonna do the Roshan again. Second Aegis. If this goes to EHOME, they can actually just take out the tier 2 top, and then they can basically end the game right here.
It's still pretty hard to push high ground, but you would favor them to at least clean up the tier 2. If they can find like a pick on this Tide where no one of his team's nearby, though, that could lead them into a tier 3.
I think they want to go. They have the Silver's Edge. They want to try and fight here. They don't know that Alina is there. But okay, now SFTP's in. This is not the fight they were looking for. Slaughter's on the other side of the map. And now they're going to keep on running away, looking for the Sleight of Fist. Won't find the Searing Chains, but Army will just remnant back out. It looks like Somnus is actually going for an Eye of Skadi.
Ambitious.
I'm not sure he's going to get to that stage of farm, because right now EHOME are just putting their feet to the pedal and just like, let's go! Push!
Pretty much.
Oh, they find Alina, but hey, no way to kill this Tide, who's just so tanky. Hood, mech, never in danger of dying. You know,
That might change with Silver Edge, though.
It might. Silver's Edge on the Lina. But hold on, may be able to find Army. Oh, the Lightstrike Array with the Laguna Blade. With enough right clicks. Yes, he will! CTY the solo kill into Army. And this way, now they know top lane. They don't have the Lina, they don't have the Slaughter. This is the fight they need to take. And they'll take the Omni Knight down first. Now looking, of course, for the Weaver. Aegis is going to be popped. They need to try and fight this, but they don't have a Golem. If anything, in 2 seconds more. Looking for the Ravage. Actually, he's on cooldown, sorry. And now... Okay, look for the rock, look for the rock. They have a big rock. Now there we go. On to 2 heroes. Where's the Fatal Bond? It's not going to be there. And if the Silver's Edge break, goodbye Tidehunter. Kraken Shell not going to help you. Wukong's Command also not going to do anything. And the BKB will be popped. But look at that right click. Ouch. CTY, he's going to find Yao as well. They just dive this. Nothing LGD can do. Yao, you're so under-leveled. Oh, let him getting himself another kill. 21 to 10. This up to tier 2. No Ravage. This is really bad for LGD.
This is probably a tier 3. But the Lina just right clicks so hard. And there's no point having a BKB on your Shadow Fiend when you just get amped and Lina kills you. It's a really, really sad game.
He's gonna pop the Shrine. Army doesn't even have any right click. He is still trying to go towards that Radiance, and they will take the tier 3 tower already, laying out the Swarm. Well, Ember kind of dodges it, but they will try for the melee barracks. Actually, no, I think they'll just back off. Boundless Strike going to be off the mark, and they will just back off all the way, maybe take a Shrine.
Play safe. The last thing you want to do is get caught fighting in their base when heroes are respawning. It normally just ends really badly. And they also have like a 4k gold item in Lena's stash. The rest of the heroes have a decent amount of money as well. You just want to spend that before you take any more fights. And it's not like they're on a timer to use an Aegis or anything, because they already burnt it.
So Hurricane Pike on CTY, his attack range is going to be really sick. Plus the 150 attack range on the Talon. This guy is... I think he has more range. More range than the Sniper.
Sniper's range is actually like nowhere near as bad as it used to be when you see all these heroes with Dragonlance, attack range Talons.
Alright, so CTY. How do you even stop this push if you're LGD? Like, she just sieges from afar, and there's nothing else you can do.
You need like some kind of wraparound onto them, which is something they haven't found the entire game, where Tide actually gets a Ravage that impacts a fight in a way that LGD can like snowball an advantage. It's always been a purely reactive Ravage, either to try and save someone or to like set up for like one kill, and it's never really mattered that much.
Radiance now up into the Ember Spirit. He's not going to be looking to get up close and personal, so I don't see how this Radiance is going to help that much. I almost feel like a Maelstrom would be slightly better, because at least it helps you with a bit with, you know, just clearing the creep wave.
This is higher damage. I really like the Radiance Ember. I'm a huge fan personally. I think Maelstrom's better in almost every case, but they need damage from like so many sources right now. And this is kind of like the yellow smoke.
Oh, there we go. They find the Slaughter, but the Chaotic Offering is going to be able to just stall the momentum of finding to the Wukong's command. Guardian Angel pop a Ravage connecting to everything. They need to find around. This is the fight that LGD could have been looking for. The Remnants forward, Victoria, Wukong's command, Weapon Angel, Venom. That's Requiem of Souls, but okay, so there's the Suicide Rim. Requiem, and actually Somnus goes down. And everything looks to be a disaster right now. Old Chicken will finish off Victoria with the Omni-Knight. They're going to try and finish Old 11, going for the optimistic TP out. Where's the stun? Goodbye. Oh, actually gets out by a split second. And they only lose 2.
Still favorable for EHOME though. Like, if you maybe kill CTY or something, you could be happy with that, but it's just Lana. No discredit to how he's played this game, he's played amazingly, but he's not the hero you want to be trading for. And now they can just clear up the shrine while CTY tries to put some hurt on.
And now they take themselves the last shrine outside the base for the Radiant side, and I feel like the options are just slowly disappearing on the side of LGD. They haven't been able to find any smoke plays besides the one, but it felt kind of desperate, like you said. So I don't know, man. What other ways can you come back here besides depending on the Ravage? You can't always depend on the Ravage for initiation. Like, he even skipped the blink, he went straight for the Force Staff.
Most of it's going to come down to high ground defense, I think. Between kiting them throughout the shrines and hoping EHOME overcommit, you might be able to get something going your way. Like, they actually do have a decent amount of damage if the fight lasts. It's just about like connecting it on the right heroes. And if EHOME don't overcommit...
Going for the stun mode, popping the BKB. That's a nice BKB baited out. Right, so maybe he's going to be very afraid. That was his 7-second BKB taken out. And Yao, what's he steal? Guardian Sprint. Sorry, Shukuchi.
Wait, is this guy maybe?
I think so. Oh, with the Silver's Edge. Goodbye, Tide! CT's wise damage. Holy cow.
DD rune, man.
Double damage OP. It's always the game-changing route for pushing the high ground. And now the Greaves, they're basically back up.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack. Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Alright, so despite the fact they just lost Arax, I presumed LGD had done like some kind of roster swap or something, but the SF is maybe.
This is still very rough for them. Because right now, they need a miracle. They need an M god. Maybe he has to do something. Going for the Remnant. I'm not sure what was the Albot, but at least they will kill the Slaughter. And that's all they'll get. Once again, it's Lanham. It's not the hero you want, and they will lose Elena Barracks, and that's it. Probably Roshan.
I like how they just sacrifice him and then they realize, alright, it's probably not a good idea to fight. Thanks for dying for us, Lanham. Peace out.
If anything, you can imagine Lanham saying, leave me, leave me. Like, that's what a support would do, not being a selfish player. That's what he has to do. Making the right calls. So, okay, Roshan's gonna be up in 10 seconds. EHOME, they can just take that. And you need... LGD have to contest this no matter what.
I actually don't
Oh,
know
hold
if
on.
they
Okay, a
can.
minute, one more minute.
Like, even with all their stuff up, it's very reliant on like these Monkey King or Bashers, I think. Their best bet is trying to catch someone before EHOME settle to try and take the Aegis. If they find CTY, that's like... I'm not even sure it's a good kill, because he's just going to be up instantly with Bloodstone.
Ooh, nice scan.
It's better than nothing though.
CTY is actually going to be able to get out. They put the sentry down as well just to try and make sure to find him, but they won't find anything at all. And meanwhile, EHOME, they're looking for a fight. The Weaver's gonna come up, he's gonna scout them, and he's probably just gonna back out, lays out the Swarm, trying to catch all 11. If they can kill him off right here, this could be really, really bad. No Shrine for them to run back to. Going for the Crush, lift up immediately from Yao, and the Balance Strike, the Ravager connects into 2. Now popping the Reckoning of Souls, actually does quite a bit. Omni Knight will go down first. Wow, they're actually winning this fight. That's only 3 heroes down on the side of EHOME. 3 for 1, but look at CTY, look at all that damage. And they just need to back off. The Warlock and the Lina alone are not enough to win this. What a fight here from LGD. They're just saying we're not done yet. We're still in this game.
I don't know if it's them or the Bash Lords. Omni got chain stunned. The Weaver also got chain stunned. That ulti, man.
The Boundless Strike was perfect. Timed very nicely with the lift, the telekinesis drop. So you time that 0.5 seconds. Like, how long is the drop again? The stun? It's like what? Yeah, it's only 1.75 seconds. It's not very long. But when you time it nicely with the Boundless Strike, you have 3-second window to channel the full Requiem into the Ravage. Beautiful play coming out there from LGD.
And that gives them a bit of hope. A bit, not much, but... it is feasible they can find something like that again.
Gold for me.
But without Ravage, how do you contest Roshan now?
I don't think contesting Roche was ever really something they had any right doing. So it's probably better for them that they give up an Aegis and they defend the high ground.
Look at how fast this Roshan falls. MKB with all this extra attack range on your Lina. CTY is a beast right now. And when you're doing pretty much 300 click on a tower, puck, look at him. Like, it's so satisfying to see him just pummel up those creeps with fireballs. And looks like Yao probably gonna die here. The purge is there, but chicken. Hurricane Pikes forward, won't overextend. Doesn't want to risk dying there. And CTY with the repel on, they were gonna take the tier 3 tower.
Radiant's middle tower.
Can you kill
I
Somnus?
feel like they'd almost be better just giving up this Rax and waiting for the Ravage. But
They
it
might
doesn't
have
look
to.
like EHOME are committing, so they might not have the Ravage down to a second.
Another
Like,
repel,
look how far
Somnus.
away she is.
Look at the crush,
You
man.
can't initiate.
He just can't. Now the stuns.
I mean,
Ooh,
that's a
that
death
damage!
maybe.
Now the BKB CTY might be dying here. Just kidding. The Glimmer Cape and of course the Purification to keep him back alive. And now they have to just use up the Shrine. Running out of options here, LGD, but they do hold the high ground. So this is what they need to keep on doing. Maintain that high ground. Take care of the wards.
For justice.
Now it's just a matter of EHOME waiting to go again. They heal up, get the 2 waves pushing in. Unfortunately, they don't have any more diffuser charges on the Weaver, but everyone else is like good to go.
Ooh. I just saw crit being purchased up on the Lina. Is that a Daedalus? It's a Bloodthorn. Wait. Where is Lina even going to get the... Oh, he just bought the recipe, but never mind. Going for the Syrian Chains, but 4-stab forward away on the old Lanham. Repel still up on CTY. This is going to be quite a slow siege, but nonetheless, this forces LGD to stay inside the base. They have to turtle as hard as they can. And once again, they go back to doing this. Look at CTY. Puck, and land him with the double crush. The steering chain is going to catch him there, and the fortification, they said purification, but they can't keep him alive. And look at that damage. CTY just won't use that Laguna Blade. They might even burn down the Aegis. No, just kidding. And of course, Omni Knight will just blink out. And this is where they have to back off. I don't think they actually push here, because now that Ravage is off cooldown, they need to basically wait for the slaughter, maybe even just camp them for them to leave the base, find a pick off before pushing high ground again.
Yeah, what you said. Pretty much exactly the plan. Lanham can't be making jumps like that. Because his team's not going to back him up when he goes like that. And they're not going to blow a rock to cover him getting out.
I also feel like this is one of the limitations of the draft on EHOME's side, because when you have an Omni Knight offlane, you know, he's not someone who can jump. Your slaughter's your only initiation, and the rest of the draft doesn't really want to initiate.
You don't need to jump them though. Like in this situation, you just need the Lina to hit the tower, and you need your team to be patient and in position for when they do things. This is the luxury of being ahead. If you're the ones banging on their buildings, they are going to come to you at some point. You don't have to initiate on them.
Just look at LGD. Like, how many towers have they taken? They've only taken one tier 1. There's not even a train in this game to like heal the towers back up, but still they are not getting any luck at all with taking any towers. So if you think about it in terms of potential, they have quite a lot of economy to grow on if they can just take these objectives. But right now, boxed inside their
if they
base.
manage to hold, it's going to be a really easy game for them in like 20 minutes.
It is. So, and I'm pretty sure EHOME know that as well. LGD should know this, because EHOME are getting very desperate in the pushes. CTY gonna try and complete that Bloodthorn.
Yeah, he swapped. He's sold the
Daedalus.
Bloodthorn recipe and he wants to get Daedalus instead.
Oh, shit. Alright, so if the Aegis expires, he's gonna have a super ton of right click. Like, he can just pretty much, I think he can actually crit down Old 11 with the Corrosive Haze. Bang, they go for it right now. They're gonna try their luck. Won't get it. The steering chain's onto the slaughter. Okay, so at least he gets out. And Tidehunter will have to hope that he can force stuff himself into a very nice Ravage initiation. Oh, Chicken can't really siege, but the steering chain is, oh, very nice time lapse gonna be there. But that was still quite close.
Slow and steady, right?
Yeah,
Death by 1,000 cuts.
no rush. Is it
They can
really
fix
death by
these
1,000
over-
cuts? I mean, LGD, they have such good potential to actually come back from this game. Don't forget the Ember can still transition into, like, I don't know, maybe even a physical Ember, where you just Divine Wave and cut down the whole creep wave if they can hold that long. It's a big if. But EHOME, you know, they respect this and they don't want to overextend. Now that the Aegis is gone as well, Daedalus up on Lina.
It's all just them waiting for a pick. This is why Chinese games are considered so boring. Like a lot of the European teams and definitely the NA teams would have dived this base already, and they would probably have thrown. And this is why the Chinese teams don't do it. They're just waiting for the other team to make a mistake. And on the flip side, the team who's defending isn't going to go out of their base and make a mistake, because it makes it really easy for the other team to end the game. So we get this really annoying stalemate where you feel like things could happen either way, but neither team's willing to make the jump. It's all just a waiting game. The EHOME are winning because they're getting more resources off the map, but there's only so many things you can do before it's like, well, you have to actually take a fight.
Blessings.
And that's what LGD has going for them. They can fight in any sort of choke point, Ravage, Monkey King, or just Ember damage throughout a fight. They're going to be able to pull some things off with their 25k net worth deficit.
So in this stalemate, how long more do you see LGD actually holding the game like this? Because it feels very, very weird. Like, this is all they can do. You're basically sharing a creep wave with your Tidehunter, the two cores, and this is like one of the roughest games to be a support. Surprisingly, Yao has actually managed to find levels. He was level 7 like a while ago. Now, obviously, you know, he's level 15. But he and Victoria, their options are getting very limited in what they can do besides just waiting at the back.
I don't think their options are going to expand anytime soon. It's all just waiting for EHOME to push into you, I think. That is where they're strong. It sucks to like be in this as a caster because there's really not much to talk about. None of the teams are doing anything interesting. They're just waiting for Roshan. I think that might be enough to push EHOME into a base sieging spot because Valine is actually going to kill people when they connect on stuns now. Whereas before the Tide was getting away with like a third, maybe a quarter of his health. A few lucky crits. That's not the case anymore. And if the Weaver actually gets the damage item, same thing. They have that like extra umph that they've been lacking so far. That's pretty much only come from CTY, like the Weaver doesn't do much. He's just an annoyance.
Right, but hold on. Silver's Edge proc they go. Getting the nice double crush. Ooh, actually beautiful steering chains catching to two heroes. Weaver's still kind of dead. The Ravage is going to come up, popping into all four heroes. Actually, the Chaotic Offering will not be able to do much, and they just blow away old Chicken, squashing that bug. Now need to go back in. Omni actually in the front line. What can he do? Crucifix is there onto Somnus. The buyback up from the Weaver. He needs to time his back into the fight. The Guardian Angel is going to be there. Goodbye, Shadowbeat. Maybe forced to buy back here. Looking for the crush again, finding two, and that'll be the Tide Hunter down. He has to buy back for this. Victoria will also go to CTY. Those crits. Holy cow! And that's a dieback for his... Oh, for maybe CTY with the ultra kills. I say give him the rampage. Give him the rampage. Looking for a few lucky crits. Hello, this is a donation. Looking for the crit. Where are the crits? Give me crit. Yes! Rampage for CTY. And this will be the tier 3 tower. We've been waiting so long for this very
That's
moment.
game.
11 calls GG.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under.
Well, they didn't wait for the Aegis, they just waited for the enemy team to go far enough at their base, and they were no longer fighting under a choke point. And sure, they blew the Weaver up, but he has buyback, he has time lapse, and then he has cheese on top of that. It's just like, you don't have the resources to be able to devote all of that to kill the Weaver and then do it again. So it was a bit of a drawn out victory in the end.